Welcome back to What Are T Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T95 FV4201 Chieftain. It's the Tier 10 British reward heavy tank. It's located on the eastboard of Studzianki and it's under the command of Awppenheimer. And yes, we've got another double replay for you. First featuring the, well, it is a premium heavy tank. And next one is featuring the Czech Vz.55. Okay, game up. Now, this heavy tank is, well, the only representation of the Chieftain we've actually got in the game. It's an American hull, but it's the British Chieftain turret. Now, it's got the 120mm gun, capable of 440 Alpha, penetrating 322 with the premium ammo, and, yes, he's 270mm pen with the standard ammo, but he's not carrying any. Okay, well, he's kind of been blocked by one of his own teammates getting into his normal firing position. And there's another T95 FV4201 with him in this game. So good matchmaking by Wargaming. Question is the other team going to be up to it? Now, this tank does have incredible armor on the turret. Bounces shells like nobody's business. He's got to watch out for crossing shots coming from the south of the map, though. There's that IS-3 too that kind of blocked him. Well, I have the feeling he's actually going to do something very bold and go around the outside, but look at that. He's got teammates getting in the way and they're climbing all over that pile of rubble to do it. Yeah, he's going to go around the outside. Okay, now he's got enemy tanks directly ahead. He auto-aims onto the Centurion, fires one round and bounces everything that comes towards him. Oh, except that one, we hit him in the tracks. And he took a round from the RU-251 in the tracks, and a Wizzy round from the south. Yes, the Wizzy 111114 gets another round into the RU-251. I think those guys down the south are very well occupied at the moment, so they're not going to be much of a problem, because our guys are pushing them back on the south end. So it's really going to be a case of Awppenheimer, who's in the right position here to get massive damage on the enemy. Pumps around into the AE phase 1. Gets 451, which is a high roll. Go for it again. And he kills the guy with the second shot. The Centurion Action 10 is still up there in the forest. He's putting back to side scrape on him. Pumps one in. Takes a round in return, though. And that was a APCR round from the Centurion Action 10. He didn't particularly like that, so he's going to put another one in. Yeah, goes through the turret this time, gets a high roll, 486. He's going to ignore that guy just for the moment, because now he's going to deal with these guys. And he's side scraping out. Oh, getting into a nice position. Now, who can he hit first? Well, the first tank he hits is the 257, goes through the top of the turret, 446. That Centurion is still there. Pumps around into him, he gets one back. We're only down to half our hit points now. Now, who's next? I think he's really going to dominate this game. Huge amounts of damage so far. There's the RU-251. Oh, enemy Arty. And a massive hit for him. High roll, and he's out the game. Okay, now, these guys are working on that corner because our IS-32 is just around the corner. Oh! And he went up explosively, but now we've got the rear end of a 257. He takes a round. I think we're going to go around the corner and deal with that CC1 Mark II, though. Here he comes. One into his lower plate. Yep, get back, because you're blocking me. And in fact, we take a round from the CC1 Mark II, who comes around the corner, gets blocked, and taken out the game by the other Chieftain. Now we've got the mouse to deal with. Though between the plates, yep, no problem. Gets the kill. That's his third kill of the game. There's a T57 heavy across the railway line, but we're going for the other E100 or E100. Potentially we've got the high caliber. We're turning around to deal with this T57 heavy, though. One round in, high roll. Oh, it's a low roll actually, 436. Okay, and another one into the engine bay. Oh! He set him alight, but he didn't get the arsonist because he didn't die to our gun. He died to the Object 268 version 4, and that is the end of the game. That was very much a blink and you'll miss it game because it ended so quickly. That was the second class tanker for Awppenheimer in the T95 FV4201 Chieftain. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 6. He got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he got the Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And yes, he did bully some of his teammates, but he had to because he was doing the damage, they weren't. He needed to get to the enemy and shoot them. 6,570 hit point win rate, which is very high, Super Unicum standard. I would say he's not bullying them as such. He's just saying, let me get at them because he can do the damage whilst they can't. Let's have a look at team score. Highest damage was 6,896 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the Rhino Sorrenti on his team with 4,292. And the third highest was the other Chieftain on his team with 3,545. So you can see why he pushed this guy out the way or said, no, I'm not letting you through because I've got to get this damage done. It's because he was doing masses more damage than the other Chieftain. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 3. 2 kills went to the Chieftain, the Panton, the Kunstpanzer, the 268 version 4 and the 907. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, only 2 players on the enemy team managed to get a kill at all. And one of those was the enemy Arty, yes, the one he hit. That guy actually managed to get a kill and a fair amount of hit points. But of course, the game was over so quickly that he wasn't able to get a huge amount of damage. When it came to base XP, yep, he's got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,336 base experience points. 1,034 went to the other Chieftain. 933 went to the Char Mini 75. The Char Mini 75 got a Confederate and Scout in that game as well. 20 shots fired, 17 direct hits, 17 penetrations, 6,896 hit points of damage, of which 447 were at more than 300 meters. He received 9 hits from the enemy, 4 of which penetrated. Most of them came from that Centurion Action 10 up in the north, in the forest or at the edge of the forest. 5 non-penetrations and 1,780 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 3, and got 2,018 hit points of spotting assist. Now, he earned a profit from that game. Even though he was firing premium ammo, he still got 20,080 credits profit, mainly down to the fact that he got a nice amount for the battle and a nice personal reserve as well. And he didn't use premium ammo all the team, at least I don't think he did. And he got 25 bonds for mission achievement, 7 for this being tier 10, 32 in total, and 12,124 experience points altogether. And you can see the battle only lasted 4 minutes and 23 seconds. It was over and done in very, very quick time indeed. And of course, to get that amount of damage really means he was motoring. He did do the right thing, actually. He was wasted being at the other end of the factory. He needed to get at the enemy, and the best way to do that was to actually go around the corner and deal with the enemy in the North Forest and then deal with the enemy around the other side of the factory afterwards. And it worked out fine because his teammates actually flooded around and they were occupying the enemy tanks on the other side of the factory by trying to get in through the south route, because obviously our tanks down in the south had already cleared away any enemy tanks from down there, so there was no chance that they were going to get shot at from their rear. So it worked out very well in that game. Let's have a look at the second one. Here's the Vz.55. It's the tier 10 Czech heavy tank. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka under the command of Awppenheimer. Well, his gun's dropped, but he is in the game and he's off. Okay, the main gun on this tank is a 13 centimeter, and you can see he's got the browse at the front. It's a 2-shot autoloader and it's capable of doing 490 alpha and penetrating 260 millimeters with standard ammo, and with the premium rounds it's capable of going up to 306 millimeters of armor. And he's loaded a fair number of premium rounds, but he's starting off with the AP to, just in case he gets something that he can pen with standard ammo right from the off. Oh, yep, he's got loads. T100 pumps around into him. Probably didn't realise that he was actually spotted. Had half his tank hanging out the bushes. And 2 rounds into him has earned Awppenheimer, 1,035 hit points of actual damage, and he's got some stun assist, and Anudez just went down and earned him some more stun damage, spotting assist. I say stun assist, obviously I'm thinking Arty. It's assist actually, it's spotting, isn't it? Misses with his first shot, and the enemy batch at 155-58 gets around into him as well. Hopping up to see if he can spot where that guy was coming from. Anyway, he's in reload. Oh! That's not nice. He's fired his second round in and got a hit and tracked us. That was 303 hit points, so that guy was accurate with 2 shots. Yep, but he's relocating to avoid that happening another time. Standard reload time is 21.09 seconds. He's got 19.26. Okay, from this position, he should be able to hit the enemy tanks up on the hill. As long as he doesn't get spotted, he's more than likely going to get spotted, because then the enemy Arty is going to be onto him again. Nope. Pop the reload. Wants 2 shells. Ideally, you want to hit 1 shell in, and then you do the follow-up shell. Looks like he's trying to auto-aim onto them. Oh no, I'll have that one. Thank you. 277. And he's loaded. And he can't see them. Isn't that just always the way? He's got to wait for his Centurion Action 10 to pop up and reacquire. He does a quick all-round look to see what's going on. There's the 277. No outline. Can't see him yet. Just a quick check behind. Oh, yes, please. One into the engine bay. And the second one connected as well. So 1,001 hit points from 2 shots. That's a high roll on both. Now, of course, it's tier 10 game with only tier 10 tanks in it. We're way down on hit points at the moment, so we obviously have been suffering some severe damage. 4,000 hit points down on the enemy. Not good. Okay, 277's moving up. And our guys keep pulling back, so they're not giving us any spotting. Up, there's the 277. Yes. Doesn't connect it, or it didn't pen at least. And we were spotted in East Motor, just in case it is the Arty's turn. I heard an Arty shell. Yes, it actually landed on 268 version 4, who's only a short distance away. He's over there. So he's obviously got a mag running at the moment. Okay, got spotted again. Yep. He needs to change position just slightly. There's the Arty round arcing in. There's 2 Artys on the enemy team. Gets one into the E4. Fires the other one blind. The other Arty is a Conqueror gun carriage. Slightly longer reload. Well, only if you think about it. Actually, that was the back chat, because obviously he was working in this particular corner of the map, and he's just hit the 268. So we'll go for the Heshbarn. That's one. He's guessing with the second. Oh, the Heshbarn just went down. So I think he did connect with one of those shots. And so he has earned something off that guy. Oh, 121B. Just saw him up on the hill. Popped up, popped back down again. We've only got 1 tank guarding. No, 2 tanks guarding the hill, sorry. The Centurion Action 10's still up there. Carefully avoiding those that tree to give away his position. The 121B now would be hitting the turret, but no, it didn't get through. Now he's going to fire the second shell at this E4. The E4 goes, and now we've got the Wizzy 111 just across the brow. He's ignoring it for the moment, letting the Bobject have a go. I think the Bobject wants to go after the guys on the hill, and the Arty is working this corner, so he's got to watch out because it might be the Batchat that's doing it. As far as we know, there's still 2 enemy tanks up on top of the hill. He's loaded, ready to go. Okay, the Bobject's going to be a bit of a nuisance here because he's actually blocking our shot. This is where you hit the F4 and say, get back. If we move forward, we're probably going to give our position away to the Wizzy 111, and we don't really want to do that. There is an enemy up on the hill. He suddenly spotted it. Can we get a shot? It's a runner Sorrente. No, he's looking round. There's a Striv over there. Can we get a shot? Not at the moment. That's why he can't see us. Good. Creeping up on him. Mind you, the moment we go up that brow, he's going to see us. And he's more than likely going to try and put one in. We're probably spotted now. 6th Sense about to go off. Oh, it hasn't. Well, it has gone off now, but that's proximity, and he takes out the 277. There's the Striv. Oh, yes, he gets around in, but we take one from the Batchat. And we had to use our repair kit straight away. Okay, so the Striv's been wiped out. The Bobject got him. We just got that Wizzy 111 and Superconk, and the enemy Arty's fired his 2nd shot. Okay, we're going to go over the other side of the road and covering the AMX-50. Oh, 705 by the rear. Takes 2 rounds, 122 hit points, 1022, and he's ignoring us. This has really got to be a very dumb move by that 705A, because you don't ignore a Vz.55 sitting behind you, because he will just plump those rounds in. 1 in, 2 in, yep, another 1047 hit points. Yes, we took a round from the Conqueror while we were stationary, but that 705 is now toast, because if the AMX-50 is loaded, we'll take him out. And we take another hit, this time from the Batchat 155-58. The 705 turns to engage us, but it's too late because he gets taken down by our Conqueror gun carriage. Oh, and there's the Batchat saying hello. Yeah, unfortunately we're stunned and we're fairly low on hit points, but we're going to get our first aid kit back, so we'll be able to clear that. 1 shot into the Conqueror. 2nd bounces off, and now we've got the Wizzy. At least the Batchat missed on his 3rd shot. Okay, needs to use the wreck for cover whilst we complete the reload. Luckily, the Conqueror's not going to be able to fire on us again for another 10 seconds or so, and the Batchat's in long reload. So we get a few moments respite, but now here comes the Wizzy 111, and he's coming straight in, which is a bad move because we're going to put one into the... Oh, well, bad move for him. With 3 up on the enemy, he did get 1 accurate shot. Now it's up to the AMX-50B to get this. The Bobject misses that one. Only 45 hit points left on the Wizzy. He's an easy kill. He's turned to face us. Only kills the Bobject. Now, AMX-50, this is your moment of glory. Take that guy out. Yes, he does. And now it's just 1 heavy tank on the enemy team. They're running Sorrente, who was up on top of the hill last time I saw. Their Artys are totally unguarded. They are down in the south. Time for him to rev up his engine and go Arty hunting. Now, I don't normally say that because I'm an Arty channel player. But yes, in this instance, it's Awppenheimer's game. And we need to get rid of those 2 Arty as quickly as we can so we can win the game. He's even just driving straight down the road as if it's Sunday afternoon. Totally nonplussed. He has taken a bit of battle damage in that game. He's down to his last 389 hit points. He could be one-shotted by the Conqueror gun carriage. But if he spots the enemy, then our Arty will be ready. Here we go. He's using the bushes now, creeping up on them. Should be just over there. They've got good camo if they are down here. If they haven't, they must be down by the railway line. They're down by the railway line. Try and avoid the cap. Our Heshbarn is creeping up on the Rhinocerente. In the meanwhile, we go back to the AMX-50B. Oh, we can see the Rhinocerente up on the hill. That's one. Oh, misses it with the second one. Trouble is, the enemy Arty must know we're coming now. In fact, they're actually, I think they're at the base of the hill. Well, the Batchat 155-58's decided to climb the hill. Not smart, because he is going to get taken out for that. Wait for it. Oh, Rhinocerente on the hill edge. Sees it. Lock on. Gets one. Go for the kill. Yes, gets him. Okay. Can he get the last shell into... Yes, he does. Okay, now he's in reload. But it's relatively simple now, and the Arty and our team are moving. They're getting closer. They want a piece of this action. Okay, he's in reload. He's indicated that to his teammates. The E50M on our team apparently is AFK. 2-minute warning. And he gets the kill on the Batchat. Hello, Mr. Conqueror gun carriage. One shot in. And there's the winning shot to win the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for Awppenheimer in the Vz.55. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He got his first mark of excellence from that game, as well as a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall, a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and he also got the tank sniper for doing the most damage at 300 meters or more. And look at the win rate, 6,352, a much more effective game, even though he went down towards the end. But it was still a very high score. Look at that, 7,771 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer being the Heshbarn on his own team with 6,979. And the third highest damage was the Super Conqueror on the enemy team with 5,719. When it came to kills, it was the AMX-50B. He got 6 kills in that game. He basically gifted some of those because obviously most of the hard work had been done by the players in front of him, such as Awppenheimer. 3 kills went to the FV4201 the Heshbarn, and also to the Wizzy 111. I think it's not the Chinese one, not the Beijing Opera, but something very similar. I've forgotten what it was called now. 2,916 hit points of damage went to that guy, and 3 kills. And when it came to Awppenheimer, well, only 1 kill out of the game, but it was a good one. When it came to base XP, though, he got the highest with 1,166, with the AMX-50B getting 1,049, playing most of the game from the back of the map, but he was being effective. And 956 went to the FV4201. I shouldn't actually have a go at this guy because he did get a Pascucci's medal for killing both enemy Arty and, of course, a Top Gun for getting 6 kills. But the AMX-50B is handicapped by the fact it does have some very poor armor. Indeed. In fact, it's one of those heavy tanks that once you do get, you get really disappointed because it's so easy to penetrate these things. Anyway, let's have a look at detail. 21 shots fired, 19 direct hits, 16 penetrations, damage of 7,771, of which 2,279 were at more than 300 meters. He received 7 hits from the enemy, but only 2 of those penetrated, 1 non-penetration, and get this, 8 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty, and some of those shots were so accurate. They were either direct hits but non-penetrations. They just couldn't get through the armor. 490 hit points of damage blocked by the armor. 5 enemy vehicles were spotted, 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and 5,019 hit points of spotting assist. Now, he earned a profit off that game of 22,253 credits, even though he did use premium ammo, and he also got 7 bonds for being tier 10, and 5,247 experience points. I get the feeling that most of the hard work was done by Awppenheimer, that Bobjek rather, who did 3,009 hit points of damage, and the Heshman, well, he must have been sitting at the back taking pot shots and getting a lot of damage as well. But yes, it was Awppenheimer who was doing most of the hard work. He was doing the heavy lifting, and on both sides of the map, on the hill as well as on the near side, on the west side of the map. So well done, Awppenheimer. Nice game. Contrast to the other one, this one lasted virtually the entire distance, whereas the previous game in the Chieftain, well, that was over very, very quickly. But again, he showed his dominance by being so good at putting shells into the enemy and getting those penetrations. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give our video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.